Whether you're an audiophile or a film buff, having a good sub completes a great audio system. There's so many choices and options, it's hard to just pick one, but that's what we're here for. When it comes to home theaters and really great audio quality, you have to take into consideration multiple components. Ultimately, all these components work collectively to provide you with that amazing sound you're looking for. One of the most important components is your subwoofer. Now, if you have a sub, that's great. If you don't have one, it's definitely something to look forward to adding. Now, subs are designed to deliver that lower frequency that we're all familiar with. Whether you're at a movie theater and you feel that rumble in your chest, or when thunder strikes, that's the bass being put out by the subs. With lower end frequencies being a little more difficult to replicate with speakers, a designated sub will improve the overall sound quality. By taking the load off of the other loudspeakers, this in turn will provide you with a clearer and more precise audio. Adding or upgrading a sub has multiple benefits to your home theater. But if you're looking to add a sub to your current audio system, there are a few things you might want to take into consideration. If you're using a setup from a home theater in a box, you should be fine upgrading to a bigger sub or a better sub to pack a little more punch. Or if you have a soundbar with a wired sub or a soundbar with the option to add a sub, this should work fine as well. Some soundbars will actually come as a package deal with the wireless sub. In most cases, it won't be possible to upgrade these. Now, with the proprietary technology usually in these units, the sub that comes with the actual soundbars aren't really compatible with other subs. One last thing to mention is the Sonos ecosystem. If you already have Sonos products such as the Arc or anything else, it might change your plans a little bit. With the Sonos ecosystem, you'll most likely have to incorporate a sub Gen 2 or Gen 3. The Sonos Arc and the other products will not provide expansions into your more conventional subunits. Luckily, Sonos can provide an exceptional audio system with amazing connectivity. Their proprietary technology not only creates a full home audio experience, but it also allows for seamless integration for additional components like the Sonos sub or any other speakers. With your more conventional sub, they'll either come as a passive or an active, meaning the passive will actually draw power from a receiver, whereas the active will actually draw power on its own. And in most cases, if not all cases, you'll be dealing with an active sub. With active subs, they'll actually be powered like I mentioned before, meaning they won't actually need a separate component to power the sub like a receiver. Active subs are also an all-in-one package as well, meaning it comes with the necessary components, including an amplifier that perfectly matches the power for the needs of the sub. Now, speaking of power, we should also discuss the power and the wattages of subs. There are going to be two different power ratings, so you'll have the RMS as well as the peak power rating. The peak wattage is going to be the absolute highest power a sub can actually put out when it's being pushed to its limit. Although this may look like an impressive number, it's almost never going to change your daily use. It's best not to pay too much attention here because the truth is you will not need to put out this high of a power, let alone let your ears go through that sort of experience. Put more emphasis on the RMS. This is the root mean square, which is basically the amount of power it can continually output. We'll spare you the math, and basically what it means is that with the RMS, you'll get a more truer performance with clearer and more precise audio. So when you're comparing gear or anything like that, this is the best way to do so. So here's an example of RMS. A Klipsch R-100 powered 10-inch sub will have a peak power of 300, but it actually has a 150 RMS rating. So over extended periods of time, the sub can constantly push at 150 watts with the occasional peak to 300 if you need to, but you won't blow it out. The other thing that goes in hand with the power is actually the driver size. So the size of the driver that you'll use is actually dependent on the room size as well as the energy. So the larger the driver, the more energy it can output, which also means a larger cabinet as well. Generally speaking, the larger the surface area of the sub, the deeper it will play as well, which directly affects the frequency response, which is measured through hertz. Let's take the Klipsch R-100 again, which comes with a 10-inch driver compared to the Klipsch R-120, which is a 12-inch driver. The 10-inch driver will have a frequency response ranging from 32 to 120 hertz, whereas the 12-inch driver will have a frequency response between 29 to 120 hertz. So with that larger driver, we also have to take into account the size of the room. With that being said, you don't want too much bass. You want to make sure that the sub blends in with your other speakers. An overpowering sub might be overwhelming, and it might take away from the immersive audio experience that you're looking for. If you want more details on which sub might be right for you, feel free to give us a call. Our experts will be able to help find the perfect solution regardless of your situation. Like I said, each situation is different, just like where the driver is on the sub. Downward facing subs are actually pretty unique. They implement the biggest asset that your home has to offer. By combining the actual floor of your house with the driver, the base basically crawls along the floor, which pretty much creates a higher output with the same amount of energy. So why aren't all subs made like this? Well, front-facing subs actually have their benefits as well. Front-facing subs are able to produce clear, more precise and direct tones. So both styles are actually very good at what they do. They just have slightly different approaches for bass, kind of like winter and summer tires. And just like the treads of the tire, not all subs look alike. We have ported and sealed subs. Ported subs come with the hole punched into their cabinet, while sealed subs remain completely sealed off. With the ported bass, you're going to be getting a little bit more of those lower frequencies at a higher volume. While the sealed design, you'll be able to push out more of the articulated, sometimes referred to as tighter bass, which makes it more preferable for things like critical listening and audiophile grade systems, whereas the ported design is preferred for higher volume use and pumping out that really deep bass. However, let's be clear, there's nothing that a sealed sub can't do that a ported sub can, and vice versa. They can both put out precise and chest-pounding bass, and it just becomes a matter of preference on which one you like better. Because really, when it comes down to it, it's chocolate or vanilla ice cream. You're gonna get ice cream either way. So there you go. Hopefully this helps you out a little more when it comes to adding a sub. Once you've picked out the sub you want, it's also crucial that you know where you put it. For that video, make sure to subscribe and hit the bell to get notified when we release our video on sub placement. And remember, we have all the subs you could want, so for all your home audio and video needs, head over to our website and check out all of our products. Well, that's it for now, and until next time, guys, take it easy.
But you should say chocolate or vanilla ice cream.